So, can we judge a book by its cover after all? I think we're going to find out. And welcome to another episode of Momentum Monday with me, Emily McHugh, your supercharged coach and host of the Supercharged with Emily podcast. So happy to have you here for another day of supercharging. Hoping that you'll have a very supercharged week ahead. And sometimes you might think, sometimes when Monday rolls around, or who knows what day you're watching this, and you're like, I don't feel very supercharged, or I don't really have all that much momentum. And so I'm here to encourage you that sometimes we may not feel all that energetic, or sometimes we don't even feel like showing up. But we make our best effort, put our best foot forward, and just do our best. That's all we can or need to do. And to give yourself that grace and mercy for those days that you really don't feel like doing that. And know that you're not alone. It is not an unusual feeling. So don't feel like you always have to be excited and all up and all of that, because that's not sustainable. That's not normal. So again, welcome. And while you're here, I encourage you to subscribe at Supercharged Coach here on YouTube or wherever you're watching. Follow on Instagram at Supercharged Club or at Emily the Entrepreneur. And today's topic, it's all about going back to basics. We're doing a series on back to basics. This is a time when we need to get back to the basics and remind ourselves of what's important. So our topic specifically is back to basics, what you offer. What you offer. What is your offer in your business? What is it that you're bringing to market that people will want to buy from you, that they need, that they desire? And last time we spoke in the series, it's a 3-part series. Our last episode was regarding how the solutions, who is your customer, and exactly who that person is. And today it's more about the offer, about the solutions side of things. So we want to talk about right away why this is important, why we even need to discuss this today, because it is such a key concept to business, and many times people struggle with really knowing what to offer, what solutions do they really have for people and their business, and how to package that in such a way that people will want to either purchase it or take advantage of it or sign up for it. So I put here as a hint, are there obstacles to accepting it? Are there obstacles to accepting this offer? And that might give you a lot of insight into what people actually want and what they're willing to do. Now you will notice on here it says question number 6. This is number 6, the topic, in a 7-part, or is it an 8-part question presentation that I did for the Supercharged Club recently on the whole question of the top questions to answer for your business, especially when you're starting or when you're new to business. There's certain key questions you need to answer. And even if you are an existing business and have been doing business for a while, they are recurring questions that you want to remind yourself of. And one of these key questions is, what is your offer package? So as I mentioned last time, our topic was, just to kind of refresh your mind here, was who needs or desires your product or service. And understanding who that person is, or who that entity is a very key component to narrowing down who you need to focus on, so you're not dispersing your energies all over the place. So now, today we want to focus on, how do you package that offer to the person? What is the package? So this may seem like a kind of a broad type of a question, like what is your offer package? And I emphasize the word package because it's how you present it, how people see or perceive what you're offering, that will make them want to determine if they're going to move forward with you. So I want to give you some ideas of offer packages. So if you identify a need that people have, what are you presenting to them? So I want to share with you an example of something like that for you right now. So let's say, for example, this could be, I'm going to share my screen so you can see it. So here you see the Supercharged CEO. This is one of my offers that I present. So we know we have the Supercharged Club. It's a monthly program where you can kind of follow the training. If you're new to entrepreneurship, or you're new to the entrepreneurial journey, or you're an aspiring entrepreneur and you want to know what entrepreneurship is about, I offer the Supercharge Club that introduces you to that. And the focus is on like the mindset, the entrepreneurial mindset. And if you're overwhelmed, and I kind of present who the person is I'm targeting, and then what I'm presenting to them as a solution. I'm identifying who the person is and how to tap into who they are, and then what do they need. So last week when I presented, it was the focusing on who is that person. So my client, they're creative, multi-talented, multifaceted, usually experts in their field, but sometimes they can get overwhelmed and distracted and confused and feel isolated, needing to fill the gaps in their business. So I kind of address that whole situation. And then my offer now is, what do they need to address who they are and what they're trying to overcome, what they're trying to achieve in their business. So if they want to grow sustainably and have a cohesive, holistic blueprint for their business, then I'm presenting that as a solution. In addition, beyond that, now people might say, well, I may want some more. I want a little bit more personalized attention. And with that, I offer the Supercharged CEO. So here's an example of a package. So I'm going to use my program as an example for you. So what I'm sharing with people is that they can gain access to customized business support. So if they want someone that they can engage with, well, here is the step up opportunity. So they get all the benefits of the Supercharged Club. They get the live monthly training, but they get the special extra benefit of the group coaching. And when I present this, I'm answering your specific business questions. You have accountability in more of a private community, positive energy, like-minded, dynamic entrepreneurs, and so on. So the package is, I am speaking to you directly, what you have told me that you're looking for, and I'm presenting it in a way that you can digest or potentially say, yeah, that speaks to me. So right away, you want to bring the clarity. And one of the first things when you're doing an offer package is make it very clear, number one, who you're offering the package to and what is the package going to do. Now, one of the things I do right up front, is I just list out exactly what it is they're getting. They don't have to guess and say, oh, let me wonder what you're talking about. So I talk about getting clarity on your business strategy, addressing your specific business questions, and again, as I mentioned before, collaboration, focusing on your business goals and all of this. So I list the different things that my customers have said that they wanted, and I put it together in this package. So I list it up here so they can follow, and then I proceed from there to highlight the key benefits and then go on and explain what they're going to get. So by putting it together in this way, I am packaging, if you will, my offer to people who could benefit from this. Monthly live training, but it's also recorded if they're not able to come live. The Business Planner Entrepreneur Workbook. They get a self-care journal that they can download, over 100 pages. They get a Scale Your Business journal as well. And then they have access to affirmation cards. I mean, there's all kinds of bonuses that are available, as well as the Priorities Workshop instant access. So those are benefits when you join the Supercharged CEO. And so my goal is in the packaging is not only just listing what people have, but then how you present it, how you market it to them over the course of time so that they can identify with what you're offering and indeed then sign up for it. So what you need to do is show your offer to your potential target market and see if it resonates with them. That's one of the key things that you want to do. So if I were to show this to potential entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs and say, Give me your feedback. Does this speak to you? Does this look like something that you need that will help you overcome overwhelm, that will help answer the questions that you have in your business, that will help address some of the concerns that you have? Am I packaging it in a way that speaks to you? And I think that is really the question to ask. So I would ask anyone who's watching this right now, does this speak to you as an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur? I want you guys to tell me. I really want your feedback. And that's not a rhetorical question. I want you to tell me, because if something does not speak to you, then what can be tweaked? What can be added? What can be taken away? And being able to have that dialogue allows you to craft the package. And I feel that's really what people need to be open towards, having someone give you their feedback and tell you, yes, this is something that would help me, or I don't think this helps me because of XYZ, and this is what could make it better. Being open to that, I believe, is very, very critical. So when you're putting together your business packages, be open to the feedback from your target market or someone who understands who that market is, so they can really be honest with you in sharing how you can further refine what your business offer is. So I think that is really quite an essential aspect of this whole process, because so many times we can kind of get caught up and lost along the way because we're thinking, oh, it should be done in this way, whereas potentially it could be done in another way that might better speak to your customer. Are you making it clear to them, or are you making it harder for them to choose or to decide or to figure out exactly what you offer? Understand, you're making it difficult for them to understand the before and after transformation that you can provide to them. So clarity of communication is key. Asking for their feedback from what you do present, and get that feedback and use it to further refine the offer. But above all, and let me emphasize this, above all, hold on a minute, people. Hold on. Above all, do not let the process prevent you from moving forward. Sometimes we can or may end up going to market with a less than perfect offer, a less than beautifully packaged and wrapped up offer, because we're waiting for the opportunity for it to be perfect, for it to be just right. And then we find that that moment may or may not ever come, or it takes time to come, and in the interim you're there pondering and don't launch. That is such a common thing. I'm guilty of that. I've experienced that for so many years, in terms of like, this needs to be launched but it's not quite right, so I need to tweak it again, and that gives me one more excuse, one more reason to go back to the drawing board and not move forward. That is something that when you come in here and you catch an episode of Momentum Monday, I'm tapping into those subconscious, subliminal thoughts, those mindset issues that many entrepreneurs, it just gets in our way so much. It gets in the way of the best of us, the worst of us. We get caught up in our own minds to the extent that it can block our forward momentum. So in today's Momentum Monday, if there's something that's blocking your path, if there's something that's slowing you down, if there's a thought process that you have in your mind that's preventing you from taking that next step that you need to take, I want you to ask yourself, ask yourself the question, what is it that's holding me back? What is it that I need to further refine? What is it that I further need to test? Do you know that you can launch a product or service while you're still testing it? Do you know that you can do that? When I first launched my Kusuri business, we launched our business and product before I even had a manufacturer, people. Yes, we did that. We brought the product to market to test. We had samples, and we wanted to get people's feedback on what we had. And so we had to bring what we had to market. It wasn't perfectly polished 100% the way we wanted it, but it was what we had at the time, and we needed to hit the road, and we did. And from those initial presentations, we were able to build a very robust business. So please take it from someone who's been there and done that. Do not wait. Get your offer tested, get it presented. You're going to learn along the way. If it's not fully where you want it to be, it will be as you get it out there. But you have to be willing to take the risk that you're going to learn. Is that so bad? Is that such a bad risk to take after all that you're going to actually learn? Learning from what you did is a good thing. So we need to start embracing what it means to learn by trying, learn by doing. And that's the only best way to know what the best offer is for your clients, is to go out there and present it to them. And from there, listen to what they have to tell you and then put that back into making it even a better offer the next time. But in order to do it, you've got to just go out there and make an offer. Make some kind of offer. And I encourage you, go ahead and make the offer. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of the offers you have made to the public? What is it that you're offering for people to buy from you? For example, here's an offer. Pick up a copy of my book. Go and pick up The Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship, What I Know Now That I Sure Wish I Knew Then. This is not just for little girls, guys. Just remember that. It is a book for the ages. It's a reference book for your entrepreneurial journey. So go get it on Amazon right now. That's my offer. And then while you're at it, make sure you write a review as well, okay? Let me know how the book helps you. I know so many people have read this book and have shared with me how it's benefited them. And that is the foundation for a lot of the things that I teach in the Supercharged Club and the Supercharged CEO. Now I want to share with you as I wrap up today. So come back next week. In our series, I'm going to, as I said, it's a 3-part series on back to basics. I might actually extend it because, there's so many basics to cover. But these are some very specific topics that I wanted to highlight. And now I would like to, okay, it's not cooperating. Okay, whatever. I wanted to show you something else, but it's not coming up. All right, so therefore, never mind. Okay. Never mind, we'll just go on from the other point I want to make. Okay, so going back, I wanted to share with you my very first AI generated video, guys. Hold on. Yes. My very first AI generated video. It is right here. I want you all to see this. Haha. And let me know what you think. Let me know. And tell me if you can hear it. I hope. In the background, my own violin music, and so I thought that was a lot of fun. I recently did Anyway, please go and follow me over at Emily McHugh Violinist on YouTube. You can get all the videos, all of my full videos are there, and you can subscribe. So I want to thank you again for being with me today. Join me again next week. We're going to come back and we're going to talk more about other aspects of back to basics with your business. And, go make sure you watch the different videos so you can follow the entire series of what we're discussing and come back for another exciting topic. So stay supercharged, have a great week, and I will see you next time.